Hey everybody, Jazzy here. I recently did the Crab King fight over on my solo Wurt world, and I just wanted to review the method that I used for killing him. Aside from the tacky choice of clothing, this strategy is mostly the creation of a YouTuber by the name of Overtime. Coincidentally, the same person who developed one of the definitive strategies for soloing Bee Queen. Go check out the video, it's by far the best strategy I've seen for this fight. Now, this can be done with any character, and it does not involve the use of bee mines, which has definitely been one of the more popular methods for cheesing this fight. It does, however, use Volt Goat Jelly, and for a non-Wolfgang character, I would highly recommend it. It can probably be done without the jelly, but it would substantially increase the amount of just about every resource required for this fight. The reason is because Crab King heals a lot, and even with Weather Pain spamming, some of that healing is still going to make it through, so you're really going to be struggling to get in damage between the heals. Here's what I used for the fight as Wurt. 4 Ice Staves, 3 Dark Swords, 2 Weather Pains, an ore, 2 stacks of boards, and a bit of sanity food. For clothing, I wore a beefalo hat to prevent freeze damage and a raincoat to avoid getting wet. You should definitely socket 8 purple gems, because they only buff the geyser attack that can still be cancelled by freezing the boss. Other gems will add considerably to the difficulty of this fight, but if you're able to neutralize the geysers consistently, then it doesn't really matter how many get summoned. The final socket should be Pearl's Pearl, so that we can get the Celestial Tribute. Now, I chose to fight Crab King in spring, and I waited until he got wet during a rainstorm so that I could get the 2.5 times damage from that goat jelly. Ugh. You'll notice I had a boat with a lightning rod nearby, just so that I could have lightning protection on a boat that was just outside of geyser attack range. Just in case things went bad, I wouldn't lose a good boat with expensive sails and equipment. Okay, so at the start of the fight, you want to just start wailing on Crab King. The first summon he does is the geysers, and it takes 6 Ice Staff hits to freeze him and cancel this summon. The way I like to do this is count 6 hits from the start of the summon and then switch to the Ice Staff to freeze him before he completes. When in doubt, start to freeze, because one successful geyser attack with 8 purple gems means the boat's basically sunk. Shut up! Ambulances! And then once the summon is cancelled, just go back to attacking. After 1 or 2 rounds of this, he's going to summon his claws. Freeze him again, and this time kill the claws that latch on. It's going to take a while, so I'd recommend giving the boss the occasional hit of that Ice Staff, just to keep him frozen while you do what you need. If you wait until he starts shaking, then it will actually unfreeze him, so try to be proactive. Now here's the genius of Overtime strategy right here. Once the claws are killed, you want to reposition your boat where only 2 of the 6 claws will ever be able to reach you. So if you think of the 6 claws as making a hexagon, you want your boat centered on one of these edges. You also want to maximize your boat's distance from the boss so that you can still attack it, but have room in the back to dodge the freeze. Once you get your boat in position, you can start to attack again, but soon he will start to heal. Try to cast a Weather Pain on him as soon as he starts. The healing phase lasts about 10 seconds, so you're going to want to recast another 1 or 2 times just to make sure there's always a twister on top of him. This is also a good time to kill any new claws that spawn from the water. And now he's going to start casting his freeze attack. Just like with the geyser summon, you can count around 6 swings from the start of the summon, and then move to the back of the boat to dodge the attack. And just like before, when in doubt, play it safe. Getting frozen for 10 whole seconds is going to almost certainly cost you this fight. And the rest is just rinse and repeat. Every time you freeze Crab King, be sure to top off your sanity and heal your boat with boards if you need to. The boat will usually be damaged after a claw attack, and your sanity will suffer from spamming Ice Staves and wielding Dark Swords all the time. Even with the electric damage, this whole process can be a challenge. It only takes 1 successful geyser or freeze attack to end the fight instantly, so there's very little room for error. You can bring an extra boat as a backup, but you're not going to be able to reposition it unless you also brought an extra anchor. Honestly, it's just better to play it safe. Avoid the summons and don't get greedy when dealing damage. I used up most of what I brought with me, except I did use less than 1 full Weather Pain. I was still glad to have the extra one for safety because honestly there's nothing worse than looking on very helplessly as Crab King heals himself. But that's how I took down the latest DST boss in my survival world. Again, massive props to Overtime for curating this strategy, and please go check out his channel if you haven't done so already. Let me know if you have any questions about this strategy, and definitely tell me what methods you've been using for killing the Krusty King. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.